Welcome back to another episode of Coffee Meets Vodka. I'm your host, Raya, and I'm handling life one shot at a time. Sit back, relax, let's talk all things pop culture, celebrities, gossip, trends, and let's become best friends. What? I'm just saying what everyone else is thinking. Hey guys, did you miss me? I'm sorry I've been a little MIA. I am back with my favorite co-host, Amanda Bella, Bella Talks TV. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty of what's been happening the last couple of weeks in this potentially last episode of 2024 and, getting set up for the new year. I can't believe
Yes.
it.
I can't believe it's the end of the year. It's so good to be back talking with you, Rhea. I love coming on your show and vice versa. Like we have been able to build such a fun like virtual friendship. And I know in 2025 we'll definitely be linking up in person. I feel like our paths have crossed in the Bravo sphere and the podcasting sphere. And now even in real life, I know you were just around my old stomping grounds for your birthday. And I've been
Oh
just dying
my
to
God,
chat
I'm
with you all
obsessed.
things real life and reality TV.
Wait, which by the way, congratulations, you're my first repeat guest.
Yay! That is so exciting. No,
Yay, I
babies are
love
pop
it.
for us.
I know, it's so good. No, can we talk about Chicago? Because I am obsessed. By the way, guys, I'm at my office. I hope there's not an echo. I've done what I can. I got a mic, I got my headphones in. I didn't forget them this time. I hope that it's good. But if there is a bit of an echo, excuse moi. But yes, can we freaking talk about Chicago, dude? Oh my God. It is the best city in the US I've been to, like straight up. Like it is a better version of New York.
I agree. And I had been to Chicago before I had ever been to New York. So of course I was like a little bit biased. I feel like most people growing up like go to New York first and then they go to Chicago. But I love them both for different reasons. Obviously, somebody who moved from Chicago to New York, I really do like love them both and consider them both my homes and my heart. But Chicago is such a special place. It like really kills me when people have either never been there or have like no desire. It's like not on their list. I'm like, what are you doing? It is such a hidden gem. The people are so nice. Like it is all very walkable and every like corner you take there, it's very New York-esque where it's just like picture. You can take a picture on every corner. Every building is beautiful. There's so much history. I love it
So
there.
much
Where did
history.
you
We
go?
did
What did you do?
we did the architecture tour. Oh
The
my God, I
best.
stuttered. Sorry.
Well, I love the boat tours. You have to do them.
I literally have like my Invisalign in and I've been on this tray for like months because I keep not putting them in and my teeth fucking hurt or I would take them out.
No,
Anyways,
we've all been there.
we yes, we did the architectural tour. It was like the coldest day. I didn't see any snow, unfortunately, but when I was
Same.
there, it was like 16 feels like 6. I'm like,
Celebrate.
"Oh my God." But honestly, like, okay, I have to tell you, I did the craziest Abercrombie haul because, like, as a Texas girly, by the way, wearing cutoffs and shorts today. I am wearing boots just because, like, I wanted to freaking feel something a little bit. It's fucking 80 degrees here. I got sunburned over the
Oh,
weekend doing a tailgate. We'll talk about it. Literally, like, I did a whole ass Abercrombie haul because I was like, I don't have any. I have like 2 sweaters. Literally, I had like 2 like big sweaters. Surprisingly, I had a bunch of coats, but whatever. I got a new coat just for shits and gigs. I spent a fortune, to be honest, on Abercrombie, but all really good basics, all really good stuff that's like I'm gonna have for years to come. So like it was fine. And honestly, like it being 16, I was warm. I was warm. I was good.
yes. Yes.
And the
I
architectural
mean, think
tour,
about walking
obviously,
around
yes,
when
and
you're there
honestly, like,
too. Like you get hot with the layers.
well, and we didn't get to walk around because, like, it was a bit, like, kind of,
True.
catch your breath, like, it was a bit too cold. Also, we were like, "Where are we gonna walk to?" Like, we're gonna end up on the South Side. And by the way, when I was landing, I was
Yes.
like the only thing that was replaying in my head was Ice-T from, SUV being like, "When I was on the South Side of Chicago, this blah, 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 blah," and I'm
Yes.
just like, "Oh my God, am I gonna end up on the South Side of Chicago? Like, what's happening?"
No, it
But,
does happen on accident sometimes. You take one wrong bus the wrong way and you're all of a sudden there. You're like, wait, take me back to the Miracle Mile.
Oh my God. Yeah, and we stayed right at Miracle Mile. Mind you, get this.
Nice.
Okay, first of all, I didn't know that not a bad thing. We stayed at a Best Western, but the way that they
Okay.
advertised it on hotels.com was BW Collection. So I'm thinking it was like an autograph hotel, or like a boutique. You know what I'm talking about, like boutique.
Yeah.
Whereas, okay, I get the card, like the room key, and it's like Best Western, and I was like, oh, I don't give a fuck because guess what? We spent half the price, and it was perfect. The staff was really nice. It was right where we wanted to be. It was literally 2 blocks from the water. We didn't go, but whatever. 2 blocks from the water. It was right there in downtown. We were right across from Bloomingdale's. It was
Ooh,
great,
yeah, Little
and we didn't
Bloomy is nice.
have to pay double the price.
I feel like I know the exact one that you're talking about. I used to work right over
I think
there.
it's
I used to
historic
work at
too.
Northwestern Hospital, and it's like that whole area there. And,
Mhm.
my aunt and uncle would come visit me, I think, like, and stay at that one. So I think I know the area you're talking about, and you're right, it's, like, right on the beaten path, so you can't really
It's
go wrong.
literally such a gem, to be honest. It was literally no, like, staying, like, a block south or whatever was $1,600.
Oh
And I
my
was like,
gosh.
"No way."
No, it
Anyways,
is way insane.
and I'm not an Airbnber. Like, I understand for,
No.
like, big groups, but, like, I'm such a hotel person. I'm always forgetting shit. I'm waiting to clean my room, which, mind you, they didn't clean for 5 days. We tore that up.
Ugh.
Well, there was some drama that went down, actually.
Yes, yes, so something has to go on when you're there because it's like a cyclone there, so I'm like, something had to have
I
happened.
I just thought about it, and I'm like, I don't know if I should say it or not. Okay, I won't say details, and we'll just, like, let the audience decide, I guess, and you.
Perfect.
Literally less than 24 hours to take off. Like, I had already checked in for my flight. I'm, like, packing. The girlfriend that I was initially gonna go with canceled
Oh, shoot.
last minute. So had my best friend not broken up with her boyfriend, and I caught her in a lull, and I'm like, "Hey, come to my birthday." Not now, but, like, I invited her, like, a couple of months ago when they were broken up, thank God. She was like, "Okay, yeah," and I was like, "Non-refundable ticket." Like, I'm, like, telling her,
Yeah.
I'm like, "I'm fucking going, bitch," like, "Non-refundable ticket." So she's like, "Are
Sometimes
you
we
sure?"
have
And
to
I'm like,
force our
"No,
friends to
I'm
do these
sure."
things.
No, literally, and she's like, "No, I would have no, she wouldn't have gone," and I know she's gonna be listening. She would not have been going if she was with her boyfriend. She'd be, "Oh, we already have plans, blah, blah, blah. It's Thanksgiving, I'm gonna be in Germany," whatever the fuck, okay? I'm just glad, okay?
Right.
Everything works out in my favor. Literally, if
It
I did not invite her, I would have been in Chicago by myself.
Yeah, that's not acceptable, no.
No, and I am, and I'm glad it was with my best friend, and we don't get to see each other. She lives in Denver, like, so and I told her, I was like, "Wait, we haven't seen each other since the cruise last January. This is a year and a half. This is absolutely not acceptable. Like, we need to, like, make it more of a point." Which, by the way, we got these David Yurman friendship rings and also
I love
a
that.
friendship bracelet, like the permanent ones. So yeah,
That's
it was
so
really
cute.
cute. But I don't know what to do about this friend. She kinda was just like, "Sorry," not I mean, she wasn't like, "Sorry, I can't come," and that was it. Like, she had as a dog mom, she had a valid excuse. I get it, but also I'm just kind of like
No, it changes, like, the chemistry of the friendship. This is truly part of getting older. It is, like, the biggest reason why I'm so obsessed with Housewives too, and, like, just the it's, like, in watching other people's relationships and stuff, like, there is just, like, these
yeah,
shifts that go on, and it's almost like you're sometimes always looking back, like, in your history. Like, it's very Beverly Hills, like Kyle and Dorit, like, pulling things out from years ago, like, it is just this idea that in our friendship, we kind of like do keep score. And like, yeah, even though things happen and like we move on, like you never really forget how people make you feel in certain situations and just
it's like
that never ending like friendship dynamics. It's really hard to figure out as a 30 something
yes.
year old woman.
I'm so with you on the Housewives because then I'm like, it was the first time like when and mind you, I did watch OC like years ago because my dad had like the channel. He had like Noggin and like the end. Oh, by the way, today's his birthday. Rip King.
Oh,
We
happy
miss you.
birthday, Dad.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah, so he had those channels, so I would watch, like, OC way before, us and, like, growing up in, like, the craze, right? But over COVID, I, like, ran out of, like, things to watch, so I was like, "Let me restart Housewives." So, that backstory, whatever, I'm just telling you. That being said, literally so I've learned, I've talked about this in therapy so much about how they like conflict resolute. I understand, there's a producer forcing them to communicate, which I do think part of that is good when you do have like a good friendship with somebody, right? Like you do need to talk about it, and sometimes it's a little forced on the timing, but if it wasn't, then maybe you guys would never talk again or whatever, and it's not worth it to, ditch your friend. So, I like, but yeah, I like literally the first time Kyle cried. Well, Kyle cries all the time, but the first time it clicked for me, I've talked about this before, is when Kyle cried at Farah's graduation party, and I'm just like, "Wait, like, I didn't realize that, like, adults cry." Like, adults meaning, like, parents. Mind you, I'm 27, 28. This is COVID, babe. Like, and I'm listening and I'm like, "Oh my god, I've never seen, like, my mom cry or show emotion."
Yeah, same. I had never seen, like, women
I had, like,
acting
a
like that, and,
mind
like
blow.
yeah, it really peels back this, like, you're right, we only know these behaviors that have been, like, learned, and obviously growing up, like, neither of us are from Beverly Hills, so how would we know what it's like to have a type of mother like that? But even just beyond, like you said, like, watching how as we get older, like, things don't necessarily just become easier, like, anything, the older you get, the more history and the
It's
more shit
harder.
has
Mhm.
happened that you have to yeah, it's, like, harder as you get older, and sometimes there hasn't been too much that has happened, and you it's like the straw that breaks the camel's back that you're like, "Okay, I can't be friends anymore with this person." But you're right, there's always that other side of you that is, like, playing the devil's advocate, and like you said, she had a valid excuse. It wasn't, like, malicious, it wasn't to not make you it
Yeah,
wasn't to make you feel bad, so then we're always, like, justifying, and it's just a really hard part of life.
I definitely don't think it was malicious. I think it was genuine and valid. But the thing is, if your track record, if that was the first time, I feel like it would be different, but this is like consistent. You know what I mean?
Yep,
So
and
I don't know.
patterns
I'm
come
just
into
kind of over
play
it.
for sure. Yeah.
Like, I'm
Okay, well, I'm
not,
sorry
the
you were
thing
going
is,
through that.
yeah, it's okay. The thing is, I actually like wasn't upset. Like, I literally was like, I expect this, which is kind of sad.
That is.
Because here's the thing, I invited obviously, I wanted my best friend to come. Obviously, the more the merrier. I invited a bunch of people, like, no one could go, right? But, like, if I would not have invited my best friend, then the thing is the other friend is okay with me being in Chicago by myself on my birthday?
Right. No, and you think like
That's
me.
what I'm
We, like,
saying.
logically and you're I can tell you're like me too, where I would be like, "I could never do that," but then you realize that, like, not everybody holds themselves to, like, the same standards, and then you're like,
Yeah.
wait, like a we're not on the same page here. Like, I know
Yeah.
it is so messed up. Like, it is so easy
And
to watch other people's situations too and be like, I would never put up with that. I would never. But then when it's you in the position, or like when you are the one that has to cancel or something too, you want grace. It is so hard.
right. Right. Well, and just to wrap this up, dude, and then my best friend calls me, she's like, "I missed my flight." I was like, "Mother," I was literally losing my mind. She
No.
goes, "No, hell or high water, I'm fucking canoeing there." And I was like, "Perfect, like, thank you." She
See,
was like, "I
yes.
was
So then
not
for
about to
every
leave you
one
in the
friend,
city."
yes.
Yeah,
See, then
no,
people
I
like do
appreciated
show
the
up and they
effort.
like restore your faith in
Yeah.
friendship and
And we
humanity.
had so much fun because we hung out with some of the guys from The Bachelor that we went on the cruise with. Because my friend Tajwan was on The Bachelor, we went that's the cruise we went
Oh my
on,
God, yes.
and
We talked about that last
and
time. I forgot.
yes, and not me having, like, a big group birthday dinner, like, it was so
Oh
nice, it was fun. There
my
was
God.
some other drama that went down, but, it's okay, we're gonna move
It
on.
always happens.
But,
Yeah, we'll talk about that offline, but
yeah, 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 and then, and also just to wrap this up too, I went on a little vacation to Niagara Falls. That's such a long story, I'm not gonna get into it, um, but yes, so I went to Niagara Falls, and then 2 weeks later, I went to
okay, so this
Chicago,
is
so I had a
vacation,
really
so
great
is
birthday.
this somebody that you're still talking to? Or is it, "Oh,
It's
a story for another time,"
it's a s it's a story for another time because there's a lot of history. I've talked, I'm not gonna talk about this person, but I have talked about him in the past, but, it's like a fling. It's like an old, like, past fling, and, um,
those are fun.
we're not, like, talking right now. Like, no, he hasn't responded to me in like 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, bye. Like, but it's okay. Love him to death. Like, we'll always love him. But um, we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to say too much because like literally it's like a thing. And I always
Yeah.
get
No,
myself in
I'm
trouble.
crying because
So
I'm always nosy, but I was like, "Ooh,
oh no, I'll
babe."
definitely tell you offline. Sorry to the fans, but no, like
No, no, it's
literally it's
good.
all good. But we went to Niagara on the Canada side. So it was like really pretty and
Oh,
it was just such a
fun.
great weekend, honestly. Literally one for the books and not my face
Yes,
getting like
you
red. I'm
no,
blushing.
my cheeks even hurt too, I swear, and it's, like, just such a good feeling to end the year on, and, like, this is the perfect time of year, just to be, like, doing stuff like that and doing
Yeah,
things, like, little, like, crushes and just I don't know, it's something
I
about the
love
holidays
it.
that makes you, wanna do that kinda stuff.
I
It's so
know. And it's
fun.
during Sag season and it's the best time to party.
Yes.
I love it.
No, it is. I told you we have
Um
so many sad friends.
Okay, wait. Okay, let's get into Beverly Hills because I want to talk about it. There's a lot going on. I want to talk about Teddy's affair. I want to talk about Kyle and Mo getting back together. I want to talk about Kyle and Mo MO, like Morgan, her not saying
Oh,
it. I want to
yeah.
talk about Bo's obsessed with her. Where do we
Same.
start?
Can't get enough. I can't
James
get enough of
Kennedy too with the Kathy Hilton crossover. We got to get into it.
No, it is wild, like, all roads lead back to Bravo. Everything that always happened like, these people are all so interconnected. Beverly Hills specifically is just the most, like, fascinating area because, like you said, there's all these other shows too that film there, and they're all at each other's parties and mingling, and, ooh, there's always some juice and gossip coming out of Christmas at Kathy's, so I
I
I
know.
can't believe it was James Kennedy here, but,
I
yeah, where to
I
start? I
literally
guess
can't. Let's just start there
oh,
since you brought it up. But I mean, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I feel like whiplash. I feel like I was riding for him this summer, especially after I saw him DJ. And I'm like, yes,
yeah.
that's our friend. I mean, everybody's my friend. I don't know if I'm theirs, but you know what
I totally know what you mean. I'm known for my James Kennedy fandom. So I feel like a big piece of me has just been robbed. And I think the biggest part that was so disappointing is like, when you feel disappointed in yourself, like I am so mad at myself for like not putting the pieces together earlier and then also like
relatable?
being I was in denial. I don't know why I was like it's like when you come out of it, you come out of the fog, you're just like, "Oh my god, what happened?" Like, I've been in this James Kennedy fog since 2015 or something, and it's after 10 years, I feel like I was being, like, gaslit in this relationship. Like, he really made me believe that all of these other people were just, like, haters and all everybody he was just misunderstood, and
Yeah.
everything from the crying, the constant sitting down with Lisa and crying, like he's always on this mission to like
Oh,
turn it back around.
sorry,
Ooh,
that was loud. Sorry,
oh
something
my gosh,
happened
yeah,
with my
no, sorry,
headphones. My
was that
bad.
my mic?
Sorry, go
Oh
ahead.
yeah. Ooh, no,
No, I don't think
sorry
so.
about that. I was scared I was
We
getting
should
too
hold
loud on
over
the
here.
mic. I'm
No,
very
you're good, you're
impassioned.
good. You're good, you're
I'm
good.
just mad. Yeah, I'm disappointed in myself. I'm disappointed in my boy James. And I mean, the latest is that Allie did move her stuff out yesterday. She's in an
Okay,
Airbnb with her family. So she's out of the
I
house, but
I thought I saw some Bravo account tweet that, and like everybody was like, "Oh, like good for." I literally thought it was satire from like when Britney moved out and was doing the Airbnb. So I thought, and people were like, "Oh, it's Christmas gifts." So I was like, "She's not moving out." Here's the thing, too. I read in the article that like he didn't yell at her. It was like a third party, but then so I didn't think Allie had any involvement per se. But then it turns out that apparently I was listening to Juicy Scoop this morning, and they said that like a neighbor called. So it was at their house.
yes.
I initially read that it was at a domestic violence at Kathy Hilton's house because it wasn't their primary residence. So then it counts as like domestic violence because they're yelling or something. But then he was yelling at another girl, not Allie. That's what I read initially.
Yes, I did know that there was, like, a third party hanging out with them, and Allie, I guess, has gone on to say that that person is James and Allie's best friend. I've never
Oh,
seen this
Logan.
person around. it is very Logan-esque, and, like, I talked about this a little bit on my podcast too, like, I get a little spicy over there
I
because it's
know.
just the
What's
real ones
happening?
know, and
Yeah.
sometimes I can say some things I probably shouldn't have, but I definitely just also talked about this person, this third party, because I'm not 100% sure, like, you don't wanna speculate, but this person looks to be LGBTQI presenting, like, somewhere on the spectrum. Not sure if it's a girl that is. I'm not 100% sure, like, we're not the details and the identification of this third party, we don't know for sure who and how it's related, but James does have a pattern. We were kinda talking about this earlier with, like, patterns of people, like, he's got these patterns, and one of his patterns is that kind of keeps, like, a minion around him to
Yeah.
I don't know if he just needs like, he's one of those people where he needs to have somebody to, I think, control and, like, look down on and speak down to, and he's
Well,
had this
also
person
because he
around with
dates
them.
and he dates, like, meek girls, like, very sweet, like, I
Yes,
mean, I know Rachel, Raquel, whatever, but, like, Allie too, like, they're both very sweet, kinda lax voice. I mean, Allie
yes.
has a little more direction, but so, yes, I'm with you on the control. Mhm.
It is, there's something there, like, he is definitely playing some kind of, like, strategy there. I don't think that this is I don't get, like, authentic, genuine from any of it. Like, I mean, James even Raquel admitted, so it's not really alleged, but they weren't even having sex, like, they weren't sexual in their relationship. I kind of get that from him, that he's kind of I don't think that he is like a sexual like, I don't even know if he is
Person.
attracted to women like that. I honestly really don't, and I know that that is,
Yeah.
like, so non-2024 to, like, be speculating and speaking about, but there's
You
just
know
something about James that just reads to me that, like, whatever, and I know myself, personally, men that I know and dated, and also my friends that have also dated men that have been struggling with their sexuality, and they sometimes can be very defensive if they think people
Mhm.
know. I mean, all signs are pointing that there's just something that is going on with James in his personal life that seems to be coming out and like presenting itself and manifesting as these abusive
Th
relationships. Now this is his
these
third one in a
anger
row.
outbursts. Couldn't agree more.
So
And I
got to
think
get to
we
the bottom of
actually
it.
need I actually think I don't like that about the 2024. I actually think we need to speculate about people's sexuality more because mind you, I got kicked out of a Bravo Facebook group because during the family karma times, I was like, I hate the show. It's the most inauthentic show because literally everybody is gay on there and everybody came for me. I still stand by that. I think
No, I'm like, yo, no,
th-
I'm actually like low key, kind of agree. And I feel the
they're
same way
literally
about all the
all
guys
gay.
in the
There's at
Mormon
least
Wives
three
show.
gay.
Like, this is happening in society. This is
Also,
something that happens in society. We have
no,
to talk
and
about it.
also we need to talk about the sold on SLC too, which I guess we'll
Oh,
just
they're
since you
all
brought
gay
up
too.
gay. That's all I wanted to say.
What
Gay.
is going
Literally, they're
on? And
gay.
you're like, what? I know it's like it is messed up, but it's like okay, it's like fine,
But you
but
don't
it's
think it's
sometimes
messed
so
up that you're
obvious.
dating or you're married to like a straight woman and you're like conning her? Like that's fucked up too. So like
Oh, and they
like
all
what
have
are we
4
saying though,
kids?
babe?
No. I
It's
don't know.
crazy.
It is so weird and messed up. You're right. Yeah, screw it. We're blowing the lid off of this today because
Blowing the lid off.
this is something that happens. Like I said, even my own like personal ex struggled with this, and he was totally. It's still to this day living as a straight man. Like I think that everybody, just like how it's more accepted for women to like experiment and do things and have a kiss one night when they're drunk or whatever, like totally accepted by society. Like it's just we're not at a place where we do accept that from men, and so they hide it more and they do feel more pressure to date beards. And I mean even like right now still to this day like the biggest beard relationship is supposed to be Bradley Cooper and Gigi Hadid. Like apparently he is living his life as a gay man as far as everybody in America knows it except for us, and it's like
Really?
why are they allowed to like present this? Yes, everything online says that this is like and everybody knows it and everybody in Hollywood knows it, and like but then they put these articles out where they're like Gigi's so in love, and it's like but apparently it's not. Like these are real PR relationships. Like just like how being and like oh Ben and Jen like it could never be. It's like no, sometimes it's not like a conspiracy. Like we just are like cracking the code.
Oh my god. I could also
I could
see
go on
Gigi Hadid
forever,
being a
but
lesbian.
1000%.
Hate her hair short, by the way, like,
No,
hate it.
there's
Couldn't hate
that's a
anything more. It
mutual
looks so bad.
it looks so
Love
bad, and I
her.
think
Hate her hair.
she's always read as, you know, a little bit more masculine energy, and I think that,
But here's the
like,
thing.
Yolanda was very traditional and was, like, absolutely fucking not, and, I mean, she obviously had a baby with Zayn, so maybe
But here
she's bi, but
Maybe, but here's the thing. I also like present, I think, a little masculine, and I like talk a lot, and I don't give a fuck about how I look all the time, and go out and like whatever. And I don't own Crocs, but I was drinking beer, and like I've been on a beer kick. My friends, literally gay friends, are
yeah.
like, "You're a lesbian." Like literally, they just call me a lesbian all the time.
A little bit
No
lesbian in
shade,
us.
what a compliment. Let's not knock her on the like masculine presenting energy, okay? Because some of us
No,
can't
for
fucking help
sure.
it. But
No,
yeah, that doesn't
I
make us
agree,
lesbians. Just
no,
'cause we
it
like
definitely doesn't,
beer,
and
whatever.
yes, no, it really doesn't, and I agree, and it also doesn't make a guy, and I think too,
Totally.
like, I think what we've all learned is that, like, it really can go either way most of the time with anybody, like, even talking about Kyle Richards,
I was
like,
about to bring that
she's
up,
a
yeah.
perfect example of, again, like, more of it just being, like, a spectrum and, like, also just I think is what's referred to as being pansexual, when you just love somebody, like, despite their gender or sexual
Mhm.
preference. So I think it's just, like, accepting that a little bit more, but I think it
Yeah.
wouldn't be a problem if people accepted it about themselves, because then they would have the
Selves,
confidence and you tell others how to treat you. So when you're hiding
period.
it, acting like it's a big deal, being ashamed of it, downplaying it, then other people are kind of getting signal from you too. So it's really hard to know how to treat people.
Well, and that's my thing too. It's like all about authenticity. So it's like if you're gonna be authentic, like I'm not gonna yuck your yum, babe. Like stand on business. But like it's again what you said. It's like the guys, and that is like facts. Isn't that facts? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure there's psychology study somewhere saying that like men who suppress their sexuality are like really aggressive towards women and like whatever. And look at Luigi Mangione and like whatever, all that stuff. And, we can talk about that too. And I'll say this about Kyle, and I've always said this. She lost her best friend and her husband around the same time, like I think with a year apart. Her and Mo were having, issues. I stand on business with this because I think Kyle lost Mo and her best friend within a year of each other. And, her and Mo were having issues and whatever. And I think Morgan was a perfect catalyst or a person, doesn't matter, to replace both the best friend aspect and a romantic aspect, that her needs weren't fulfilled. I've said that on another episode of mine, and I agree with you. The pansexual, I mean, I don't have sexual feelings towards my friends, but I definitely like love my friends so much. So I could imagine if maybe you were thinking about that, or somebody that whatever it is, who cares? That's what I think Morgan was. And I do think that they had a conversation or broke up or whatever it was. She's like, I cannot say her name on TV, even though she was on last season. What's going on? Blah,
There's
blah,
so
blah.
much mystery around it. She's done a really good job, I think, at, like, keeping some of it private. Like, we still don't know. Like, it really has just been a lot of things that we think have been confirmed or things that we thought we saw or heard, but, like, we really have no idea if they have as much as even kissed each other in life. We don't know.
I know. Well, they
And
did kiss because it was not the music video. So whatever.
oh, true, true. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, the biggest clues have been like Morgan's music. I think we've been getting a lot of clues, maybe some more hidden behind the scenes of the nature of their relationship more through her side. It seems like maybe she was really more possibly in
Into
love
it.
with her and really
True. That could be
potentially, I
true
mean,
too.
remember, Morgan's younger too, and she's almost, I believe, half the age of Kyle. So
She's
it's
younger than
almost that
Farrah.
part. I mean, that power dynamic too is like, okay, let's like that is just the idea of like even with a girl and like even like, I'm trying to think like Brianna Chicken Fry and like Zach Bryan. Like
Right, right.
he's this huge country star, whatever, and then it's like somebody always has like the more of the fan base, more of the power, more of the but they both have like their own fan bases and their own like careers. So it is hard to like kind of sort through it, but there is definitely some kind of like something that happened there, like something either past, present, or future is
Right.
still happening there. Like I think, and I don't know. Like I can't get to the bottom of why she even came back this season if she
Kyle?
wasn't going to talk about Morgan. Yeah, like I'm trying to
I
figure
thought
out
that
like
was
okay,
part of her I thought that was part of her ultimatum that Andy gave her was that she had to talk about it or whatever, and I guess maybe she broke up or whatever with Morgan, so she wouldn't have to talk about it. I don't know. That's
that's
what I heard
true.
that he
Yes.
gave her an ultimatum.
I believe that. I believe that nobody is above a housewife law. I really do think that. Even Andy with his favorites, I do think at the end of the day, it really comes down to sharing everything in being somebody who is gonna bring their real life onto the show. Like that is, if you're not willing to do that, then it's like you don't have a job here. So, I don't know, it's really hard. I think Andy did probably have a conversation with her and say that, and you're right, maybe there was a potential conversation in the background to break up and or break up really, like, "Hey, we can't be together anymore, like, I need to focus on my family, my career, and whatever," or, "We're gonna break up and I'm not gonna talk about you, but, like, really, we're still together." And I think that's, like,
Yeah,
the thing we're still trying to figure out. Like, I
figure it
actually would
out.
respect her, yeah, if she was like, "You know what? It was too much for Morgan because I'm not willing to share it. She got fed up. I got fed up. Andy was fed up. Like, we all parted ways." But I think she's still found new ways. Like, she's gotten smarter and more creative. She's evolved.
What about PK and Dorit? People are saying that
Yes.
it's for the storyline because 'cause
I
they're not
know,
telling
and
the
that's
kids.
another thing now. Yes, and
But
I always had a little
I
pit in my
honestly
stomach that was like, "Is this kinda being, like, played up a
no,
little bit for the show?"
kind of because, like, Erica was, like, PK and Dorit, and then, like, they didn't have anything to talk about this season. What if Dorit and PK were, like, pillow talking and they were like, "PK, let's just get a separation this year, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, I'm just not over the robbery, and, you're an alcoholic." Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, what if they were just pillow talking and then I don't know. I don't know.
I know.
But you're
I
not
know,
gonna
I
tell the
really went
kids?
through
That's
that
kinda
too.
crazy.
It is crazy because I at first thought, okay, like, Phoenix and Jagger are forever, like, 2 years old to me, but then seeing
Totally.
them in the most recent episodes, like, it does hit you that yeah, like, when I was 10 years old, I was like a woman. I had places to be and like, I
Right.
had, like, a life. I wasn't like a little baby. So I'm trying to put myself in those shoes too. Like, I'm sure that they know. Like the one thing that's been so confusing is the amount of time that Peaky and Dorit are spend apart. Like he's always in London,
Always.
overseas, on the road. They don't really seem to be a couple that are together a lot anyway. So part
So,
of me is
yeah, so I
like,
don't know how it fell apart unless you're just saying that you grew apart. But if you grew apart, then why are you having so many issues with, like, conversation and, like, we're not gonna talk for 5 times a day and, and you're blaming it on his alcoholism, PK saying he got sober, which is the same thing that Kyle got sober and she's like, "I don't wanna be with Mauricio anymore." Do you think
right.
both of them will get back together or one of them or neither?
I'm feeling done around Mauricio and Kyle for some reason. I'm feeling like
I think
with
it's
that
sad. I
recent
really want them
episode,
together.
so sad. It's truly
I
so
just can't
sad. And
see them dating anybody else. Like, I just kind of want Mo to be like a forever bachelor at that point then. Like, could you imagine if he got like some 25-year-old knocked up? I would lose my mind. No, you're
No,
not
he's not allowed to
allowed.
have any more children. No, I agree.
No,
All of these men
literally.
should have to have vasectomies paid for by
Big
Bravo.
fan.
Like we have to stop them somewhere. But that is the weird thing, and that is so Beverly Hills, isn't it? Like they usually do. They usually do. Like you would love to be like, oh, that would never happen. But more times
I
than not, they
know.
actually do end up getting remarried to a way younger lady and having more children. It
I know, and like the
I
fucking
don't
real
get it.
estate world of it all and selling Sunset. I mean, they're in those micro skirts. My ass is too fat, so I can't be in a micro skirt. You know what I mean?
No, I
I
don't
mean,
know how they wear
Mauricio's
that
hot.
stuff.
I don't know
No,
about all
he's
these like
hot. He's a
lawsuits and
catch.
whatever. I feel like I'm so loyal to Kyle. Like I think he's hot, but like I would never. No,
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 I
no. Plus,
believe
I
that
might want to
Kyle
work for
was
him someday. I can't being the boss.
right?
Come on.
No, I think that yeah, I'm definitely not taking a side in that divorce. I do think that after 28 years, they did grow apart. I think that Kyle like you said, losing her friend, getting sober, all of these things just led her to be like in a more clear state of mind where
Yeah.
she kind of got to that phase in life. She was like, "Okay, am I gonna guarantee like whether or not he was physically cheating?" Like I do think Mo at least had a lifestyle that, like she was saying, they weren't not apart for days, they weren't apart for weeks, like, they would be apart for
Mhm.
weeks, and so that does naturally start to draw some space between you, the distance become you feel it, so I think that they just had kind of moved on, like, Mauricio's a truly busy time of his career ever with the agency, and that's, like, his number one priority, the girls are older, the kids are grown up, like, I think that
Yeah.
they're, like, that classic of just like it served its purpose and it was a great marriage and I think they love each other, but they're just like not in love anymore. And I think they're both
Yeah, and that's
wanting to like
okay.
see what else is out there.
Um, really quick, Bose, we love her. We love
Yes,
her.
love.
I
I know I
kinda
need
need
more of
her.
her.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I need like, I've never really been a fan of Garcelle, and Garcelle's coming for Dorit, and just, like, I like Garcelle, like, as a person, but I just don't think she's, like, does anything for Beverly Hills, and she's kinda boring, to be honest. Bose, in my opinion, brings, like, a little flavor, and who else is the new person? Oh, Jennifer Tilly.
Yes,
What
I'm
about
enjoying
her
her too.
too?
Yeah, at the beginning, I was like, "No," like, I don't know, there
Yeah,
is
she was kind
something
of
about these
annoying.
real actresses. Yeah, she seems
Yeah.
way, like, obnoxious. Actually, now learning that she is like that 24/7 with or without cameras actually made me like her, because I
Yeah,
thought she was
yeah.
doing it for the
She wasn't
camera, then I was like,
acting.
"Oh, this bitch is
Yeah.
just annoying." And then I'm like, "She's actually somebody I would be friends with because
And by the
I
way,
love
she's
entertaining,
on
loud
Family
people."
Guy.
She has been on, like, 25 seasons of Family Guy. The
Yeah.
widow that created The Simpsons in
Simpsons,
1989.
what a goal. What a
No,
goal.
ladies, if you're listening, just remember that you never know what your man could
Yeah, take
create.
half.
Like
Take half. Like, you never know.
like,
Even if it's a dud,
yes.
whatever, take it. Yeah. I
It
mean,
sounds like that guy was great. He, like, wanted to give it to her, which is like,
Yeah.
there are men out there that are like that. They exist. They're unicorns, but they exist. They're there. He seems like he was a great
What about
guy.
Teddy having an affair? Boring ass Nat Teddy. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, whatever. We all he's
No, it
annoying.
is what it
Okay, but
is.
no,
She is.
literally having an affair with the horse trainer. Babe, that's crazy. And not only an affair with the horse trainer, he was banging everybody else while their kids were doing horse training or whatever. Like
Yeah, this guy seems like
equestrian.
like, he probably was the instigator, is my guess. Like,
The
even with,
instigator.
again, like, kind of yeah, even ta like, anytime these affairs happen or anytime, like, these kind of happen, someone has to be, like, the driving force. Like, if 2 married
No, he
people
definitely was
are
because he was
someone
banging
has to be
everybody in
the
the
one.
stables. Mhm.
Yes. So Teddy, I mean, poor girl, but I think like we all know she's got like kind of like pick me energy. I
Yeah,
think
that's
she
so
thought she was
embarrassing.
special. She thought
Yeah.
that like
Oh my god, secondhand
imagine blowing up
embarrassment.
your whole life just to find out that like the guy that yeah, he's just been
He was
telling
banging the
saying
other
sweet nothings to
moms.
everybody. No, that is literally so embarrassing. It hurts me for her. She's living with Kyle a couple of days a week now. She said the days like which does make sense for
I'm
me, but like
kind
the
of
new
into
thing to
it.
do
Like,
when
that's
people get
fine.
divorced, yeah, is like I guess you leave the kids like in the house. Like it used to be like the dad moves out and then you switch between the houses, but now when people get divorced, I guess like the parents get separate places, the kids never leave the home. That way they're never being like uprooted, which is very, if you have the means to do that, that's great.
Yeah.
So Teddy was saying like basically like the kids, everybody, like they all live in the house still, but then the 2 nights a week that she's like off and it's Edwin's nights, she goes to Kyle's. So she's staying there and
And the
I
gag
think it's kind
is
of like cute.
no, I
What's
think it's
wrong with me?
cute.
I'm like, I love it.
No, it's cute. No, because like as like a single woman in her 30s, I'm literally like, does
Yeah.
anybody want to buy property with me? Like, do we want to get this
No,
show on
for
the road? Like, who wants to backpack
like women
Europe? Like,
supporting women.
I'm fucking
Yeah.
yeah, I'm fucking sick of waiting on a man. Like, well, not to say that I ever
Truly.
did, anyways, but well, also it's like it's just kind of funny that Kyle had two lesbian rumors. We had, with Teddy and Kyle, and then now, but Teddy and
Yeah.
Kyle is like relatable because Teddy is like lesbian energy, you know?
She is. And like we were saying
She
earlier, it's
is.
really not a bad thing. Like, and I was even on the recent episode of Potomac, like this has been like a very, which is kind of funny. We're undercovering like a trend. Like this has been like a Bravo trend in 2024, like lesbian and being on the spectrum of sexuality and everybody kind of figuring out their own thing in 2024. It's
which
been
is
interesting with our
fine.
housewives. I'm loving
Yeah.
it. Like Ashley Darby is going through her divorce, and she's
Oh,
always been an open bisexual, but she's like, I'm the aggressor. Like I'm the one that goes out. And it's
yeah.
like there kind of always needs to be that somebody, because even if somebody who isn't 100%, maybe they are curious, and Ashley Darby comes up to you and she's really fucking laying it on thick. Like you may not have ever been gay. There,
Yeah.
there would be something wrong with you if you were like a tiny bit curious that night, I
Yeah.
think,
You're like,
because
maybe.
she's so beautiful, great energy, all this stuff. It's like, so I can see how it's like, it kind of does get you to, and I think if Morgan and Kyle were kind of like that, if
Yeah.
Morgan had this big crush on Kyle and everything, and she's the one texting Kyle in the middle of the night, being like, "Hey, meet me at the Beverly Hills Hotel," or if Morgan
For
was
a
being the
drink.
one
It's just a
driving
drink.
that,
Yeah. Like a little, yeah. Like you would be like,
and Kyle
oh,
was just the like little princess being pursued, then that's how those things. Like, I don't know. I kind of like see it with them.
I
So
could
it
definitely
just
fall for
depends.
something like that. I'm a little naive. And
Yes,
then I'm like, oh, well, maybe. I don't know.
yes. Like Raquel
Switching
on
gears.
Roni, if
Oh, go
she hit
ahead.
on me, like I would fully leave my husband.
Raquel.
Like I don't know, Roni from like the new Roni. You know what I'm
Oh,
talking
I'm
about?
not
She's like,
watching. I can't.
ugh,
I can't
I
watch.
mean, no,
I
I have to
didn't
say,
even
she's like
finish
the only
last
reason I'm
season.
watching.
Oh, is she a
She's like a
lesbian?
new lesbian, yes, and she's in a female, like they're engaged and they just had their engagement party, and it's like a real lesbian
Jenna?
relationship.
Jenna's girlfriend?
No, Jen is also. I know there's like a lot. That's
Oh.
what I'm saying. There's like a lot of lesbianism happening on Bravo this year, but I'm
Well,
here for it.
also,
But there's
I'm
women
here
that
for
make
it.
you think like, hey, maybe
Literally.
for her I would. For her I would, and I'm here
Yeah,
for
but
that.
also like this sassy man apocalypse, it's like I gotta search elsewhere. You know what I mean? Switching gears, Lindsay from Summer House had her baby, and also Kristen Doty. I just literally forgot her last name. What the fuck? That's my bestie. I didn't. She doesn't know me, but I'm like, is pregnant too. Dude, first of all, I ride for Kristen. What a way that she's having some amazing karma this year. Like, I love it. Like, karma
Yes.
served, to other people. Yeah, Lindsay had her baby. Wait, is her baby Sagittarius? I think it is.
No, it must be, which is gonna be
I
great for
think it
her.
is.
I think. I think that that will be great for her because she'll have like big like she won't be some little lamb baby where her mom
Yeah,
will like overpower her. Like she's gonna need her daughter to also be strong and like
strong,
vocal
fiery.
so
Yes,
that
yes, yes.
they have a good relationship.
What
Aw, I
about
hope that this heals her mother wound.
yeah, I hope so too. And I think they'll be good. I don't really know about like Luke and Kristen. I mean, that's definitely not the person that I saw her with. I'm definitely happy for her nonetheless, but I'm just like, yeah, whatever, Luke. Like, I guess if you're like 41 and you're like, I want a baby, you just kind of close your eyes and pick somebody. Like, that's fine.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I'm getting total settle vibes from
yeah,
her for that, but
just get
I
your
think that
baby and
that
get
comes
out,
from.
babe.
Oh, yes, yeah, it's just giving me settle vibes. Like, she
Yeah.
said that they met at a wedding, they fucked in, like, the tent outside that night. I mean, from the
Very
moment
on
they were
brand for her, but
together.
doesn't seem very on brand for Luke, in my opinion. He seems like a little more
No,
like
I
square.
think that's the part, yes, that we're all getting. Obviously, they must match each other's freak. Like, he just looks so unsuspecting, and I always
Right.
refer to him as, like, Vincent Van Gogh. Like, he looks like
He
Vincent
does look
Van
like Vincent Van Gogh.
Gogh.
Yeah,
So he's
he
like one of
does.
those like time traveler folk.
Ah,
I don't know.
totally.
Those people
Are
that
you
were like convinced are like vampires. Like he's one of them.
yes. Are you watching Southern Charm?
I'm watching. Yes, I'm watching. I don't know what I think so far of this season. I think it's gonna be every episode's gonna peel back a new layer. I have a very unpopular opinion that I stan JT.
Oh, do tell. Oh, you do. Even post like, do you follow him on Instagram? Because like he posts some weird shit. I responded to his golf cart story. Did you watch that?
I don't recall. I don't think so, but maybe refresh me. I might
He
have seen
said
it.
somebody stole his golf cart like a year prior and somebody found it, like a fan, because now he's on the show and it had like some sticker, one of his like Airbnb brands or something like that. And then they were like, wait, is this your golf cart? Because apparently he had like signs all over Charleston, like whatever. It's like Charleston lore. And then he's like, yes. And then he literally like gets the police about, I don't know, just like, and he like did, they were like, well, it's not yours because like you can't provide the title or the receipt. And he's like, I've literally had this, it's been missing for a year, like blah, 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 blah. And then, I mean, I do think it was his, but also, I don't know. It was just, I mean, as somebody who's dramatic and is litigious, I mean, I'm kind of all for that. But at
No,
the same
this is the
time, I'm
exact
just
behavior
like,
that does make me fan him. He just seems like
yeah.
total wackadoo.
Oh, you think he's crazy? Well, he's
He's
diabetic. So
insane.
maybe he's having like a diabetic seizure or something
He could
when he
be
like
like
goes
there's
crazy.
he's acting insane. Like it seems like he's somebody who has a lot of like harebrained thoughts, ideas, and then truly acts on every single one of them. Like he's
He
unable to
sounds like
like
me. I really like JT
like,
too. I liked him in the
I
beginning.
love him.
Now I just think I don't really know what to think, and everybody's hating him. And I'm like, oh my God, should I hate him too? I really did like him in the beginning, and I still don't like dislike him, I guess. Oh, when I first moved to LA, this like random guy who like helped me and my roommate move in. My roommate was at work and like he had a diabetic seizure and like he got naked and like peed in the corner of her room and then ran around, like ran downstairs and ran around the street naked. And I had to call the police and I was like, hello, 911. I'm terrified for my life. And then they told me that it was a diabetic seizure. And I was like, what? Like I didn't even know. It was like really scary. So
Wow.
but he was like,
No,
well, I
that
don't
is
have money.
scary.
And I was like, well, I tried to feed you pizza or like fucking anything. I would have bought you something. Like I literally asked you, I was trying to force food down your throat and you kept saying no. So whose fault is this? Whatever.
No, you
I even
are
forgot
onto
his
something with
name, but
that. No, because I swear diabetics, they're either not supposed to drink or they're supposed to really watch their alcohol intake.
yeah,
And I think after a couple, it does affect them. It's kind of drinking like antibiotics. Like one drink equals like five with them. So that could be JT's problem, is that especially with like
maybe.
how he's getting roasted for eating Pat the Cane, like that's why everybody
Okay.
and their
And
brother is like,
mind
he
you,
clearly was just drunk and thought that would be funny, but it didn't land. It
I
didn't land.
Oh, I guess the drunk thing. It didn't land, but also I don't think that he was definitely not calling Pat old. If you looked at the context, he said, this is a olive branch to everybody. I'm giving everybody a cane. So like I think they're just being like Southern snobs about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
What about Craig and Austin's new bar that I saw? I want to go visit. Ooh,
Yes.
we should do a
Yes.
Charleston
Oh my god.
trip.
No, literal life
That would be
all going
fun.
off. Like dying to go there. I'm totally gonna meet up with you there. We'll do it. We'll do the whole
Yes,
thing.
let's do
We'll go
I
to
mean,
King Street.
yes.
I've
No, and
never
I
been, but I'm dying.
Miami with you, but yeah, no, definitely we should do
Yes.
like like a weekend Charleston trip because I went to North
That'd be
Carolina
so
last year.
fun.
It was fun, but I definitely want to do like the whole Bravo Charleston of it all.
No, we need to. I'm always down for a good Bravo related like bar crawl. I'm depressed that Schwartz and Sandy's is closing, and I will
Oh
not
yeah,
have ever stepped foot in that establishment. No, if I
yikes!
would have known even 8 weeks ago that this was going to
Would have
happen, I
come.
would have had a trip planned. Like the fact that
Yeah.
they're ending, like I only have 13 days to try to get out there. It's not happening.
What
So
about his
depressed.
girlfriend, Tom Sandy's girlfriend, being like, "Wow, a tiger doesn't change his stripes, babe." What?
No, I
I don't even
totally
care.
believe.
People on Twitter are like, I need Auntie and a camera." I really don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck.
No, I agree. I think that this I mean, if it was gonna be a show, would I be watching and talking about it? 1000%. But I don't think that that's ever gonna happen. I think Tom is one of the few, probably the main reason why the show didn't get renewed. I think he is the catalyst for the show ending. It's all Tom's fault, in my opinion. So you can't really
I
change my
don't
mind
know
about
if
that.
that's
Giving him
I
a
don't
new spin-off,
oh, he was getting a
I don't
spinoff.
know.
I don't know about all
No, but
that
just the
because
idea of him filming
here's the
still
thing,
makes me
they
mad.
tried to reboot it, what, season 5 or something with Dana and Max, and everybody was racist and hooking up with Peter, like, we didn't like them
They're bad
then. We were like,
people. They're bad people. Like, they're not
yeah,
it's
well,
definitely a
I
story
guess
of
it was,
bad
like,
people.
bad casting, but I'm pretty loyal to, like, an original cast, like, I really am. But then okay, so then it didn't work, so then they're like, "Okay, well, we'll stick with the old cast, we'll let all the Bs," because fucking Jax, Kristen, Stassi, they all got fired, whoever else, Vanderpump isn't on it barely anymore, like, whatever, so we'll do all the B cast with fucking Katie, love her, boring though, not interesting. Ariana, boring, not interesting. If Tom would have not
True.
cheated on her, Ariana would not have, I'm sorry, like, and I know you love her and that's fine. And I don't care about her. Like, I think it's fucked up that he cheated. It wasn't murder. Let's move on. You got your bag. You're on Dancing with Stars. Like, so proud of you for that. That has nothing to do with me not being supportive. I think you're boring. Like, I think you're boring.
She
She didn't really
yeah.
open up about
Not
her
watch a
mental
show
health.
just about her.
Yeah, like she's not interesting. She's not animated. She doesn't have like one liners. She's just there. I swear to God, if the original cast, like OGs, had been on the show, the fucking Scandal would have maybe only gotten 3 episodes max. Like that's it. Something else would have happened. I digress. So now they're trying to reboot it with the new cast. Roni isn't working. Nobody's fucking watching it, I guess, other than you. I'm not watching it. I don't care. By the way, speaking of Roni, Countess Luann retweeted me today. And then, like a couple months ago,
Oh,
she reposted my podcast reel. Oh, and I'm
touch
so
an
excited for their
angel.
dating show. Like, when's that coming on?
I'm
I'm jumping
so
around.
excited. No, it's coming out soon, and I'm so excited to watch it. I'm not a big fan of Giselle and Ashley, like, in that type of setting,
I think
but they
Ashley's
did a
too
little
young,
speed
but yeah.
dating. Yeah,
Yeah.
true. They did a little speed dating thing on Potomac last week, and it actually got me, like, excited because watching them
Oh,
date was
good.
fun and cute. So I was like, "Okay, now I'm, like," even Giselle, I'm excited to watch on that show.
You're into it.
So
But
I'm into
I don't
it.
know. I mean, I don't know. Am I gonna watch VPR? I might watch well, it's not the pilot. I might watch whatever fucking season episode 1 to just kind of give it a whirl, but I guarantee you it's gonna flop. And I don't think it's solely Tom's fault for having the show canceled.
I know,
Prior
I
to
love to blame him, but you're
Rachella,
right, it's not.
well, no, I mean he is definitely like this, yes, this season, but like
No, the
prior
show
to
was failing
Rachella,
before
way
Scandal.
before.
It was about
And
to
to
get
be honest,
canceled.
Scandival like saved it. And Bravo was like, oh, the
So,
people love they have great PR on that fucking show. And I guess it's Lisa Vanderpump. Because here's the thing, too. They tried to recreate it again with Vanderpump Villa. And do I dare say too much drama? Like I've said that before, and didn't finish it, and I wasn't that interested. I don't know if it got canceled on Hulu or not, but like they did a Jax, they did a Stassi, they did a Kristen, they did all of that. They did I guess a Jax point too, or Peter Jax situation, hooking up with the guests.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like we've already done it and
Yeah.
I'm not really interested. I don't really know that like Sir is that interesting.
It's not. I think your prediction's probably spot on the nose. Like, I don't foresee this becoming even even close in popularity and quality as the original Vanderpump
Yeah.
Rules, just because of the fact that a show that starts now, it can't be the same because when social media came into play, Vanderpump Rules had like 2 or 3 seasons under it before
Right, right,
before
right.
social media, like, that now anything new now with a new cast and everything is just gonna be different now. It's never gonna be the same, and Andy's talked about this a lot with the new Roni. He's like, "Guys, like, the old Roni," he's been kind of quoted saying things along the lines of, like, "The old Roni and old Bravo, old Housewives is, like, that's what you knew then, and the new Roni is what we're gonna know now." And what that means to me is they're doing away with basically the reality reckoning came along, and Bethany Frankel and Brandy Glanville and Leah
Mm,
McSweeney and all these people opened their mouth. And
boring.
there's a couple it's never going to be the same again because they're held to like a different like litigious standard now. Like all of these crazy over the top like ruining people's lives style kamikaze reality TV is over because now there's too much to lose. There's too much. We're living in a different world now. So Andy has basically been like, you might as well get used to going back to petty drama, like fights over cake at a party, fights over someone being disinvited from a trip. Things like that are really going to be it's not going to be these like huge moments anymore
I'm
of like
actually okay with
scandal
that.
level. Yeah, it's going to be
I'm
more just
actually
week to week boring, like low stakes drama.
But here's the thing, I'm actually okay with that because I think what bothers me is that there's no chemistry. Like what made Roni or OG so good is like they were all friends. What made Vanderpump Rules so good is they were all friends and they all had chemistry and they all like did stuff outside of the show to bring it in. Now you're casting people like new Roni who like maybe went to a party with this girl. They have no chemistry. They would never be caught in anybody's social
They
circles.
hate each other.
They hate each other. They're not good. Like, so like that's my thing. I actually welcome the petty drama and like let's get back to like falling in a bush and like having fun and like,
Yes.
making out with the pirate and like, stripping, like, okay, whatever, who cares? They just don't even have that because they don't have chemistry and they're not casting based off of like real friendships or even like real acquaintances. They're just literally you need to be actresses at this point because you're not really bringing anything like like the whole what I watched season 1 was like fucking something about cheese. It's too produced in the wrong way, to be honest. Like you're
Yeah.
trying to make these non-actresses actresses and like Brent, I don't even know their fucking name. Bren with her like funny one-liners, like they're not that funny and she's kind of obnoxious. And then them catching her producing Minkoff or whoever the fuck over here
Wild.
saying like, okay, I'm gonna say this and then you say that, like, and then is that sloppy editing? Was that in there to break the fourth wall? Like, what is that? And then all the breaking of the fourth wall, it's like, I don't know. I just think like, and Heather McDonald talks about this a lot with like Juicy Scoop and like how there's too many like gay men like on the Bravo like writing producing team, like there's not
Tons.
enough women. And I like agree with that because like real women don't like really act like that. Like, and also why Jersey
Exactly.
works so well, OG, is because they're fucking family. Hello. Like you had
Yes.
the cousins, you had then the Italian, you had the sprinkle cookies, you had the sister-in-law, you know what I mean? Like there's dynamic there, there's layers other than just being like, okay, Aaron, you're gonna talk to Sai and you're gonna invite them over for shashuka, and then Sai doesn't like that, and then they're all gonna go get sandwiches at this fucking gas station. Like, I don't even know.
No, and it's
Sorry,
pranks. They
I'm
play
like over it.
pranks on each other. It is diabolical.
That's giving Sister
I
Wives
we
type of comedy. Like, I'm not interested. This is what I want to
no,
know, and let me bring it to the pod actually, because I talked about this
it
on
gives
my
me the fucking
story
chills.
a couple days ago or a couple weeks ago. What is it, the specific whiteness, like the specific white people, like sister wives that are like, I'm gonna tackle you, and like that's jokes,
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean, like that's comedy, like I'm
no,
gonna prank
it's
you, like
so
that's
no.
nothing is more my nightmare, like Mary tackling
Finding a
Christine.
cockroach in your food, like finding like a
I haven't
rubber co
watched it, but
I
who found a cockroach?
uh,
I
yes,
would literally quit, like you have no idea, like nothing irritates
I
me
would
more than
quit
like lack of
on the
humor.
spot.
I know, and I'm like, that's not funny. It is my worst nightmare. Like sometimes people are like, "Oh my god, it's my worst nightmare to be in a turkey trot family." No, bitch, mine's marrying like a prank husband or like a prank family or like somebody in your
Yes.
vows being like, like I would, dead ass. I would
No,
fucking walk
it's my
back
worst
down the aisle
nightmare.
and pretend like I never knew that guy. Oh my god,
I
that's
have
so
never
embarrassing.
agreed with you, no, more on a statement in my life. I too have 0 tolerance for that shit. So the fact that I've sat through multiple times of being gaslit, like watching this show and having them prank me on multiple different things, like against across the seasons, it's gone too far. And he is standing by it. He's like, this is the future. These are the women. We're not recasting. Like I'm hoping what he is hoping is that they will
Is that we'll just get on
learn
board.
and that they will learn from this and it'll empower them to like come back next season and actually fucking start to rip each other apart. That's the only way you're going to make a show. I hate to say it, and I know that that's very like womanhood, but the only way that these shows are going to be good is we're willing to expose each other, and it doesn't have to be hidden children
I don't
and
think
affairs, and
that's
it could be even as down as like, oh, she didn't really get that dress at Louis Vuitton. It's really like her sister's that she borrowed or whatever. Like I'm talking
okay,
like little things where
maybe.
calling
Yeah.
each other out
Okay.
for these,
Out.
like
Yeah.
basically willing to embarrass each other and willing to like be like, oh, what do you like? They don't call each other out because everybody's concerned about hurting each other's feelings and being a mean girl and being a bully. And we've overcorrected. We need to get back to
Overcorrected.
like that shade that Atlanta, like, oh, what are you wearing? Oh, hi, Bob. Like when somebody's hair is like a
Hi,
little like,
Bob.
like
Yeah.
doing the shade, doing like, it's okay. We're not gonna like fight. This isn't gonna rip our friendship apart. But like, we might have 2 episodes now where we don't talk to each other over this because you said that my dress was ugly, bitch.
You know
Like
what's pissing me
little
off
stuff.
is that the new Roni doesn't have any actually new Roni and other than Whitney on Salt Lake doesn't have any like endeavors. You're not pitching something like
Yeah.
on New York, like they're always trying to do something like Bethany with her businesses, Sonia trying to copy her, Sonia being like the serial entrepreneur. Then you have OC, you have Tamara doing all of her bullshit. Then you have
And there's
come
no
in
villain.
they don't come it's not even about being a villain, but they don't have like a business plan. Like Jenna's retired. Sheree's pitching joggers, she by Sheree spring
Yeah,
summer. And that's my thing. And it's like maybe they don't need to, but I do think like Bren, what is she doing? She doesn't do anything. Sai, you're like an
absolutely fucking
Instagram model.
nothing.
You need to get it while it's hot, get it while you're relevant, use the platform for something, fucking pull something out of your ass, hire a brand manager, and be like, what could I invent and make a quick buck even? Bravo's fan base like will support you. And
Yes.
like
We're
so
dying
like
to
we're
buy
still
stuff from
waiting. We're
people.
still waiting on fucking Sheba Sheree 15 years later. Straight
And
up.
we'll still buy it. We're
I
still
will still
supporting.
buy it.
I know. They're not like using this is like the best opportunity, the biggest platform. They could have the best show. And everyone keeps talking about like individual the ladies awesome, but they have no chemistry. They don't really like each other and they don't hang
They
out outside of
don't.
the show. And like you said, like that is like a bulk of the majority of the storyline is shit happens off the show. But then when the red light turns on, you fucking talk about it. Hey, at the party last night, I saw you guys this. You have to like be willing to even like you said,
Yeah.
have the thought to bring stuff up and they're just sitting there waiting for the other person to do all the
Right.
work. And then we get people like Uba who just yells every episode. It's just too much. It's just
Yeah.
too much going on over there. Like they're
Too
getting it
much.
wrong, but we have so many franchises that are doing it right. So we're gonna hope that they
We
get their
are.
shit together, but we have all these new shows coming out. Like we're talking a little bit about Sold on SLC. We'll talk more about that on our next episode together. We'll put a pin
Yeah.
in it because we'll have more episodes out by then,
More
and we can kind of go
episodes.
back and visit. Because I know we'll talk about that. They have Southern Hospitality is coming back, which is the
Oh
other
yeah, I
Southern
never
Charm
watched it. I
show.
should watch it. Yeah.
Okay, you have to
I
watch. You
heard
have
it's
to
really
watch.
good. Yeah.
I'm obsessed with it. I am. I truly like have nothing bad to say about it. It gives me Vanderpump Rules real vibes, and it gives me that hope.
See?
It restores my. They really work together. They really are all friends outside of work. They have real drama, work drama. Like even just being late for a shift, like they're fucking yelling at each other. Like it is a real show where they all really work
Yeah.
there and live and they date. It's possible even in today's world to still get that like magic back. I'm
Okay. Well,
hopeful
good. I'll have
PPR
to watch that.
maybe because if they really work there, if those people really do work there and they really are like, there will be real drama because then they're getting drunk
Well,
after shift, they're
yes.
hooking up, the chefs are sleeping with the hostesses. Like we need that.
It's
Need it.
literally like real estate and restaurants, there'll always be drama because of the big like personalities that people have, but also it's giving waiting. God, that's such a good movie. I talk about
Oh,
it a lot
I
because it's so
know.
relevant.
Yeah,
And if you've ever worked at a
we
restaurant,
cut.
it's so fucking relevant. I want to end on your recap of Bravo Fan Fest. I didn't get to talk about it in the beginning. I kind of forgot, but I don't want to forget because I want to hear about
Yes, it's important for me to be screaming from the rooftops about these Bravo events and telling people kind of my reviews of them because from what I'm hearing, BravoCon 2025 is going to be enormous.
Oh,
Like
okay, good.
from
Is
the
it still in
like
Vegas?
it's gonna be in Vegas. There were so many rumors that
Should
it
we
was
go?
like they postponed it. No, I'm for sure going. So if you are like,
Okay,
please,
I
this is
wanna
my plea to you
go.
and everyone listening. We link up, we will do the events, like we will have a blast together. It's worth every
Oh, I'll
dollar.
go. Maybe
It's
you
so
buy
fun.
our tickets and then I'll so that you
Yes.
can buy them together or whatever it is, however, just let me know, keep me posted, and I'll obviously Zell you immediately.
That
No,
would be
literally, I'm
great.
actually down. Let me know the dates if you know them.
Okay, yes. I think it's November like 23rd. It's like it's that
Oh,
weekend
my
or no.
birthday! We could go well, that's
Is
not my birthday, but that would be, like, my birthday weekend. It's on the 2nd,
oh my
December
gosh.
2nd, so, like,
That
it's, like, right then.
so freaking fun. Like you
33rd
are
in
oh my
Vegas.
god. Oh my
Okay, but
god.
my
I'm trying
friend
to find
told
the
me she
actual
went
dates, but
My friend told me
I don't
she
know where it
went,
is, but
not this past BravoCon, but the one before, and people were pissing and shitting in the streets, like, on the
okay,
aisles. I don't
I
wanna
do
be doing
believe
that.
that. Okay. It does get rowdy, especially I mean, drinks like I've never seen
I'm
like
scared. Should I
I
wear
mean,
a
I think
diaper?
that there are more drinks going on there than there are at, like, Coachella. Like, it is a
Is
very
it
high
free?
volume drinking event. It's not free. It's actually quite expensive, I have to say.
No, I
And
mean,
hopefully
sorry,
by
like,
next year, things will be
the drinks included
no,
is what I
like,
mean. Oh, they're not.
I'm wondering if no, because I think even with VIP, all you get is access to shorter drink lines. I don't think drinks or food are included in any of the packages, but tickets
Oh my
haven't actually
god,
gone on
ghetto.
sale for this upcoming year yet.
Okay,
No,
well, let me
this is the one
know.
thing I will say. There's a lot of cons. There's a lot of cons. It's expensive. You don't get a ton for
See?
your money. No, I don't want to oversell it in the way that like you're not gonna get like it is going to be amazing in energy though. Like I'm telling you, like the experience of going and being there
Okay.
and connecting with other Bravo fans and like truly the sisterhood of fucking Bravo-dom, it is honestly worth every dollar to me. Even Bravo Fan Fest in Miami, it was
Now
trying
that
not to
seems a little
use
more
too
fun,
it
don't you
was a
think? Because it's,
little
like, smaller.
that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Oh,
It
it's not?
actually was worse that it was smaller. It was only 1 day instead of 3
Oh.
days. You didn't have enough time to really, like, enjoy it and kinda get into the swing of things, like, I think for a smaller event that was thrown together, Miami was a great location. Everybody there was, like, high energy and it was fun, but there's something
Mhm.
about, like, a 3-day even music festival, like, like, when you get to day 3 and everyone's, like, trauma bonded together and everyone's, like,
Yes.
hungover. There's that camaraderie comes way more with the 3-day BravoCon experience, so,
Mm.
I would probably in the future I'm a freak, and I don't think I'll skip a Bravo event, but I would not feel pressure about going to if they have another iteration of this one day, even if they do it in a different city next year and they're like, "Oh, Bravo Fan Fest, 1 day only in LA," or something, like, I don't think I would fly all the way there, pay all that
Mm.
money, do all that for just a one-day event. Just was not worth it to me. And I heard a lot of other people kind of with the same sentiment. But the 3-day event, like to pay, go, have a hotel, do the shebang, like it is so niche and just
Mhm.
watching somebody like Captain Sandy, like I don't know, just people screaming like she's the Beatles, like it is truly it's like a circus and you can't believe the things you see, the things that people are saying, like it is actually
I'm
just
gagged because it's all
people
not all, of course, but it's, like, mostly millennial women, and it's just like,
yes.
like, you
I
know
think
what
that's
I
the best part
mean?
about it. I've made literally lifelong friends, and, like, some of my best friends are people that I've met through BravoCon,
Oh,
so
I love
I think
that.
that for that
See,
reason
that's what
alone,
I
like,
think it's
you're for
worth
sure
it.
coming. We're doing it.
Yeah, let me
We're
know.
gonna
Okay, well,
but
Amanda, thank you so
overall,
much
the
for
fest it wasn't yes. Sorry, Dave, I keep cutting
Oh,
you off.
no.
I was gonna say overall though, the fest was it was a great event. Everything's on peak. So any of the panels that you wanna see, it is very like it's kind of like going to a convention. Like you just find yourself sitting and like listening to House of speaking about random topics. So it's kind of like going to like lectures. It's not like the most exciting thing watching the panels. Like I said, the best part for me is really walking around on the floor, meeting other fans, kind of like
Right.
involved in all the other, like, activations and stuff that they have going on
Yeah,
because they have little, like,
that's what I would like
stages set
too.
up, and that's way more fun than even just sitting and, like, watching them speak and play, like, games and stuff, but there's something for
Like,
everyone.
like if Bose goes on and she like has a little panel about business, that's something that I want to listen to. I don't give a fuck about, how Melissa decided 25 years later to do sprinkle cookies. Like whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
or like yeah, the games or something like that or who's getting a divorce. I don't care. I want like actual like knowledge like how did you get here or what did you I don't know, you were auditioning, you were an actor like Vanderpump, they all wanted to be actors and, whatever. And then, they got this and blah, blah, blah. So that's what I would want to hear. But yeah, no, I definitely would want to be like walking around and kind of mingling with people and, kind of doing all that. But well, thank
Yeah,
you
that was
so
definitely the
much for
best part.
coming on. Please let everybody know where they can follow you.
Yes. Hey, everybody, come follow me, Amanda Bella at Bella Talks TV on Instagram, TikTok. Check my YouTube and my Substack. If you guys are into reading little articles here and there, I've just gotten into doing a little bit of some freelance articles writing about housewives and fun stuff over on my Substack. So all the links are in my
Oh, I love
Instagram. Come
that.
follow me, Bella Talks TV.
I love that. And they'll be linked in the show notes and in the bio of this episode. Thank you so much for coming on. It's always such a pleasure to talk to you. Obviously, as always, I could talk to you forever, but we'll do this again. And we're going to get on a rotation. So I'm excited for that. We're going to give the fans, really dynamic things and kind of, feeling, different perspectives, although we kind of have the same on stuff. But really excited about all that. You guys, if you're loving the show, please rate, subscribe anywhere you get podcasts, Apple, Spotify, and on YouTube. Follow me at coffee.meets.vodka on Instagram and hopefully TikTok is still going to be around. And then you could also email me, coffeemeetsvodkapod@gmail.com. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.